The ancient Egyptians did not fear death. They prepared for it more than they prepared for life. Because for them, death was not the end. It was the beginning of an eternal empire. An empire built for the dead. This is the story of ancient Egypt. Long before Egypt became a name written in books, it was a living land of gods and shadows. The Nile flowed like a divine vein through the desert, giving life where nothing else could survive. Every flood was seen as a blessing, every drought as a punishment. To the people of Egypt, the gods were not distant beings, they were present in every stone, every temple, every breath. At the center of this world stood the priests. They were the voices of the gods, the interpreters of signs, the guardians of sacred knowledge. Among them was a young priest named Ankh-Khonsu, born into a respected temple family in Thebes. From childhood, he was taught to read the stars, interpret dreams, and recite ancient hymns older than memory itself. But Ankh was different. While others memorized rituals, he asked questions. Why did the gods demand silence? Why were certain truths hidden even from the priests? These questions were dangerous, and in Egypt, dangerous thoughts often led to silent deaths. Deep beneath the temple of Amun lay a chamber few had ever seen. It was said to contain knowledge not meant for human minds, records from the first time, when God still walked among men. One night, driven by curiosity and arrogance, Ankh broke tradition and entered the chamber alone. What he found was not divine glory, but contradiction. Scrolls spoke of gods who aged. Of rituals designed not to honor them, but to control belief. Of pharaohs who were not chosen by the gods, but created by the priesthood itself. Ankh realized something terrifying. The gods of Egypt did not rule through power alone, they ruled through fear and illusion. From that night on, Ankh was no longer just a priest. He was a man burdened with forbidden truth. At the same time, Egypt was ruled by Pharaoh Neferhotep, a young king whose reign was marked by unrest. Floods were unpredictable, whispers of rebellion spread in the south, and omens filled the skies. Ankh was summoned to the palace, not as a priest, but as an advisor. Behind closed doors, the pharaoh confessed his greatest fear. "I hear the gods no longer," Neferhotep said. "I perform the rituals, but they are silent." Ankh saw in the pharaoh not a god-king, but a frightened man trapped by tradition. For the first time, he considered doing the unthinkable, telling the pharaoh the truth. But truth in Egypt was more dangerous than lies. Ankh began subtly altering rituals, simplifying ceremonies, removing symbolic gestures meant only to intimidate the people. The changes were small, almost invisible, but powerful. The people noticed. Temples grew quieter. Fear weakened. And when fear weakens, power begins to slip. Other priests sensed the shift. Whispers spread that Ankh was corrupting sacred traditions. Some claimed the gods would punish Egypt for his actions. Others feared something worse. What if he was right? The High Council of Priests convened in secrecy. Ankh was summoned, accused of heresy, betrayal, and blasphemy. He did not deny it. Instead, he spoke. He spoke of gods shaped by belief. Of pharaohs elevated by ritual, not destiny. Of a future where Egypt could rule itself without divine chains. Silence followed. Not the silence of awe, but of fear. The priests did not argue. They already knew the truth. And that truth was unacceptable. There was no public execution. No trial before the people. Ankh was taken at night, stripped of his robes, erased from temple records. His name was chiseled from stone, the greatest punishment in Egypt. To be forgotten was worse than death. But the truth he revealed could not be erased so easily. Years passed. Pharaoh Neferhotep ruled cautiously, changing little but questioning everything. Egypt did not collapse. The gods did not strike. Life continued. And slowly, subtly, power shifted. Priests became advisors instead of masters. Pharaohs ruled more as men than gods. Faith remained, but fear weakened. Some said Ankh's spirit wandered the Nile at night. Others said his teachings lived on in secret scrolls. But one thing was certain. Egypt was never the same again. Centuries later, new dynasties rose. New gods gained names. New temples touched the sky. Yet beneath it all remained the same unanswered question. Did the gods abandon Egypt? Or did Egypt finally learn to stand without them? That question still echoes. In every ruin. In every broken statue. In every silent god.